Okay, let's bring in the big man, Bill O'Reilly. Bill, thank you for joining us. Good to see you.
You're welcome, Cuomo.
Let's start with the easy one, and then we'll get to what we were just hearing from Swalwell about what we're seeing on the left, which is unlike anything I've ever heard from the Democratic Party in my life. The Epstein thing. I think that this is a hoisted on your own petard. I don't think it's a big value situation because I never believed any of the conspiratorial talk. But the president is not well served by the people around him on this one. I don't think he really cares about Epstein one way or the other, and I don't believe there's anything in the files that kills him. But the people around him botched this, Bill, because they fed all these people.
Wait, did he see the files? How is he able to make that distinction? Did Chris Cuomo? Breaking news, did he actually get to look at the files? How did he know this?
This conspiracy fodder about this, and then Bondi 1 minute says it's on her desk, the next minute there's nothing to it. Kash Patel and Bongino, who made such a market in the conspiracy, all of a sudden say it's not true. It's a terrible look for the administration. What's your take?
Well, I think President Trump could correct it anytime he wants to correct it. And that's the question is I don't know why he doesn't. So all you got to do is say to the Attorney General, you're going to hold a press conference. You're going to tell him generally what we've learned about the Epstein case in a very methodical way. You'll answer some questions. You're not to mention any names because that could destroy people. I talked to President Trump man to man, eye to eye on St. Patrick's Day about this and the Kennedy files and the King files. It was all one conversation. And he said, and I agree, there are a lot of names associated with Epstein that had nothing to do with Epstein's conduct. They maybe had lunch with him or maybe had some correspondence for one thing or another. If that name gets out, those people are destroyed because there's not going to be any context. Media doesn't care about context. So you can't do that. You can't destroy human beings by putting out the files, whatever they may be. But you certainly can have Attorney General Bondi say, this is what we know. And, you know, we're going to protect the innocent. And he's a heinous individual. In that press conference, sitting next to Pam Bondi, should be Merrick Garland, the Attorney General and Joe Biden, who had this material for 4 years. 4 years.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Biden had it. Yeah, you don't hear that from the left, do you? No.
No, listen, what you do here, which...
This is what Bill O'Reilly. But then again, Bill O'Reilly is one of Trump's best friends. The thing about the Joe Biden is, yeah, everybody sat on the fucking Epstein files. The difference is, I don't recall Joe Biden talking about releasing the files or hyping it up to the fan base or to the American citizens that we're going to do this. Trump did that. Trump ran that whole campaign. He had a bunch of big-time MAGA influencers like Joe Rogan, Nick Fuentes, that was like, okay, well, now we're going to have somebody in office that's going to release the files. People are going to see it. People are going to get held accountable. And now, all of a sudden, nothing's in the Epstein files. So there's a big difference. One person ran on it. The other person did it.
Which I agree with is, if Merrick Garland had stuff on Trump that's in there, he would have given it to him. Now, I have to say something. There's a point of clarification. 100%. But there's a point of clarification here. People are going to hear your explanation, and they may think, oh, yeah, he wants to protect all his buddies because they were scumbags who were in the... No, that's not the point. It's the opposite point. I don't believe there is a client list. I think Bondi made a mistake.
Again, I asked this, did Chris Cuomo...
When she suggested,
is there something I'm missing? Did these files actually come out? Because I don't think.
Where he is doing disgusting things with people, but they're none of the people that people are headhunting for. And the other point is something that people will never give the president credit for, maybe me among them. But there is no client list. And if you put people's names out.
Okay, he said that 3 times. I'm sorry, I keep pausing. He said that 3 times, and I still don't know how he knows this.
They are going to sue the government, and they are going to win, because they are going to show that the government had reason to know that there was nothing felonious in their relationship with Epstein, and they put out information that was defamatory anyway. And that's the reason not to do it. You're going to ruin people's lives who had nothing to do with the behavior.
Well,
But when people hear it, it sounds
Trump
like a
and I were
cover-up.
talking about.
You know, the funny thing about that is that's just a sick take because it's like me knowing that there's a ring of people, very, very powerful people who were in a situation where they were on this server, and this server, one person in this server just so happened to indulge in in bad things, right? But because everybody else in the server, there was a list of people in the server. This person interacts with all these people. All these people say that this is a good person, and all of a sudden people find this. So it's not unreasonable to think that, hey, okay, well, if he or she was doing this, why don't we look into the other people? Because like there's a good possible chance that they also indulge, and if they also indulge, they also need to be held accountable. It's about accountability.
Trump and I were talking.
And Chris Cuomo can be 100% right. There could be no client list, but we don't know because they're not saying anything. They didn't release anything. The one time that they had these people come over the White House, and then they were given these like fake files and said, they got the Epstein files, only to find out that that was a fucking lie. It was a smokescreen. They were fucking duped.
Unintended consequences, not legalities. And I agree with him, but this is not a difficult thing to do, shouldn't be anyway, for Ms. Bondi. And then you could find Merrick Garland's probably at a Club Med somewhere in the Caribbean, just get him out. And
He
fly
won't
him
come
back.
on, but it's a good point.
Now, you made a couple of mistakes earlier that I'm going to correct in a gentle way, because that's, of course, who I am. Number one, I don't have any buddies to protect, so anybody who would say that would be totally insane. Number two, we have seen this kind of hatred on the left before.
Sure.
And it happened during the Vietnam War. That you had a radical element in the Democratic Party that was supporting the Black Panthers, for example.
Oh. Uh-oh.
That were calling for murder. You had Jane Fonda sitting on an anti-aircraft gun in North Vietnam while the war was going on. That's about as extreme as you get. So this has happened before. But I don't believe that most Democrats buy into this at all. I think Murphy is irresponsible in Connecticut. I think he's a loon. I don't respect him at all. Swalwell, I do respect. I don't think he's a loon. I think he understands what's happening. But remember this, Cuomo. You get headlines by being the bomb thrower. That gets you attention. But this has happened before in our history. There's no doubt about it. But now we're in a position where the Trump administration is winning. That may end tomorrow, but it's winning. Got the big bill, got the Iranian diminishment. It's winning. And that is driving people insane on the left.
I honestly feel like I don't know what they think winning is. I don't think they understand what winning actually is. Like, of course, yeah, he's right. Yeah, they did get the BBB passed, and they're really about to fuck up America, and a lot of people are going to lose their Medicaid because Trump's trying to get to a minority of people in the country. That passed. I guess they win that, but like when the midterms come, their own base, the conservative party, the conservative voters are now looking at this administration, and they are probably, and I'm not saying that there aren't any idiotic, hardcore, diehard motherfuckers that are still going to vote for Donald Trump or vote right or vote red, no matter what. But there's a quite possibility that all this bullshit that happened is going to hurt them in the midterms.
Look, I think there is a part of that. I just think that there are a lot of opportunities for Democrats to show that they would have better remedies for what is pissing people off about affordability and other inequities in the society. The real ones
I don't
did.
believe
Bill,
most
my father
Democrats
did.
I don't believe most Democrats think that Trump is responsible for the Guadalupe River. I just don't. I think it's 10%.
Oh, no, I agree with you.
And a lot of them
I agree with you.
A lot
I
of them
agree
are
with
on
you, but
MSNBC because
Guadalupe River, that if they're talking about the Texas flood, I believe, I think everybody's mad that it's the institutional failure there. Hey, this is Joe Biden. Joe Biden, everybody would blame him. Hey, FEMA, what is it? FEMA cuts. What is FEMA being paid for? Blah blah blah, yakety smackety. But if we point out the faults of the administrations, the cuts that were happening to that fucking to the fucking jurisdiction when they had to cut the staff for the National Weather Service down there in that county. So it's like, come on, bro. It's like that's a call. It's a simple thing. It's like we're noticing this. We're acknowledging it and we're addressing it and we're speaking about it. Every time Democrats speak about something that's wrong and they're really, really loud about it, individuals like Chris Cuomo and Bill O'Reilly are fucking pissed. They get angry at it. So you're doing it the wrong way. How are people supposed to do it? Not say anything at all and just let it happen again? Just make sure it goes over everybody else's head so that another flood can happen? So that we're like no one's paying attention?
They make money doing
but that's
that.
how you make it.
But
that's how you make it. And that's why they're doing it. I
That's
agree
right.
with you about the ratio. And they know it's poor form. They know it's poor form. Like I made the joke about Murphy. It's like going to a funeral for a guy who died of a heart attack and talking about his diet. It's not the right time.
Red meat consumption. But there
right,
are
and
bad,
you're only doing it.
There are bad hombres on the Hill.
Yeah.
There are bad.
There's no question.
Let me a little personal thing here, Kwame. You ready? You okay? You ready for the personal thing?
Yeah, I'm so far.
So Saturday night, I one of the few parties that I'm invited to because people don't like me. Your brother was there. I had a nice conversation about you weightlifting, and I said to him, "Governor, do you lift those weights? Are you? I don't think he does." And then I sat right behind Senator Schumer, the most powerful Democrat in the country by title. Okay, he's finished. I'm telling you, the man. I was watching him. He didn't want to talk to me, of course. Once he didn't stick up for the Jewish students at Columbia, I just laced him. I just annihilated Schumer on WABC.
Been quiet
radio.
about the attacks on the ICE officers also.
Right. Well, he's through. And he knows Ocasio-Cortez is going to beat him in a primary if she chooses to run. But
Beat him
anyway,
like an egg.
I'm at this place, and I'm looking at what was once the most powerful Democrats in the country. It has collapsed. And that is the problem with the Democratic Party right now.
Yo, if the Democrats win the midterms and they take over everything else, can they like come up with some sort of like push some kind of bill so that we never have to see or hear Bill O'Reilly ever again on air? Or, we can just silence people. Like, we want to get mad at everybody else is practicing their First Amendment right. How don't we just give back that same energy? Why don't the Democrats, once they get in office, just give out the same energy that the Republicans consistently put out? And let's just start silencing some people on the right instead of constantly hearing their bullshit. And fuck these centrists.
No leadership at all.
And the vacuum is being filled with animosity, with grievance, with aggression.
Loons.
AOC and Bernie
Loons.
run on the same oligarchy lines that the terrorists going after the ICE guys used. And I'm not blaming AOC and Bernie, but I'll tell you what I do blame them for: not saying anything about
Why not?
it. Right now they should be outspoken.
Sanders and Ocasio-Cortez are dangerous people, just like Mandani is dangerous.
I understand that why he said, why is Mandani dangerous? Is it because he's Muslim? Like, why is AOC dangerous? It's because she won't fucking speak out and say, hey guys, stop attacking the ICE agents from illegally snatching people up off the street and trying to arrest people having seizures. Stop doing that. Stop trying to do something that you feel is right. Like, I don't understand the logic coming out of here. These are just a bunch of old people past their fucking time, bro. And I'm old too. I'm getting old. And I'm getting old too, bro. I honestly, if the next generation of people are going to be more heavily engaged on what's actually happening in the streets and not speaking from afar, not just being like, oh, I'm so far back here, I know I'm right, without even looking to see maybe I could be wrong. Maybe if I watch videos, just like I watched earlier in this stream, 3 or 4 videos of ICE agents just being fucking ridiculous. But they'll never show those. People like Bill O'Reilly, Chris Cuomo are only going to highlight the bad things. You're only going to highlight when fucking ICE agents are being attacked. They're not going to highlight and emphasize the point of why people were really angry at these college campuses when you have people who are practicing their First Amendment rights and they're being snatched up from the streets, taken somewhere for like in Louisiana, far away from their fucking families, no way to contact them. Or they're being fucking caught up or jumped. A woman in the middle of the streets being approached by like 6 or 7 people dressed as mercenaries with their face covered, snatching her up and putting her in a fucking van. That's fucking terrifying. When you're threatening to fucking defund schools, defund colleges for allowing their students to practice their First Amendment right, that's crazy. That's going to spark outrage. All you did was throw gasoline on a fire. That's what should be talking about. None of these two numbskulls are going to say that. They're satisfied with just being vanilla. They're satisfied with the status quo. They're satisfied with keep saying, oh, well, AOC and Bernie Sanders are dangerous. Oh my God. Literally, the president of the United States, the two people that they probably have on speed dial, is fucking up the country. And he's pretending as if he should be obligated to have a fucking Nobel Peace Prize. That's crazy to me. We're all seeing the state of this fucking country, and he's the main man responsible for it. And you want a peace prize? If this was not the United States of America, shit, the UN might be the UN might be talking about, hey man, this place might need some liberation. Because it's just crazy. What is he getting a Nobel Peace Prize for? Like, what would he be getting it for?
Is it dangerous?
Peace in Gaza? No peace in Gaza. Peace in Ukraine? No, there's no peace in Ukraine. Don't tell me India, Pakistan. Ask them. Look it up. Like, India, Pakistan, they don't credit Trump for that. They literally just talked amongst each other and said, yo, my bad. And that was the end of it.
People. They want to blow the whole country up. Talk about working people getting it right between the eyes. I've researched this man, Donnie, who may be the next New York mayor. He's doing a Fidel Castro playbook almost word for word. You look back in Castro and what he was saying in 1958, Mandami's read it because he's spouting the same stuff. It's unbelievable.
But look,
he's spouting. What is he spouting?
Cover the race because Andrew was in it. But what I'm saying is, Mamdani, I wouldn't discount. I wouldn't discount the grievance. What he is marshaling with AOC, with Bernie, is real. Just as it was on the MAGA side, these people are disaffected and they're angry. Well, it's dangerous if
fuck the system.
If they're legitimate.
Yes, blow the system up. This shit's failed. The shit is failing. Good luck on the next fucking president who has to take this shit over. Because now you're gonna have to fucking Democrat or Republican, whoever's in office in 2028, good fucking luck fixing America. Fixing our influence, because Donald Trump is single-handedly taking away America's most dangerous weapon, and that was influence. There was no other country who had more influence in America. Now China is looking better than the United States right now. I think people rather talk to China than the United States. I never would have thought in my 38 years that I would actually say some shit like that. 38 years, you say something about my age, you're an asshole.
Outrage doesn't find recourse, then it gets dangerous. But I felt the same way about what Trump did with his populist movement in the beginning.
Those people are dangerous.
Who are those people? What is it? See, okay, now come on, clip this. Like, he just literally said that Madabi was dangerous. Those people, who the fuck is he talking about? This is not a Democrat. The look in his eyes, this is fucking racism right there. There's no way around that. There's no way around. There's no way around that. That's crazy.
He wants to blow up the capitalistic system. And Ocasio-Cortez doesn't even know what communism is, I'll submit to you. She would never sit for an interview with you or me, because it would last about 2 minutes and she'd be weeping. All right? No frame of reference, doesn't understand
I may be
history,
weeping. She may punch me in the face.
Doesn't know how to run anything. Well, I predict she'll wind up on a View someday. That's where she'll be, okay? But, and I know I'm being harsh here, but I have to tell the truth. These are dangerous people. There's no rationalization for what they're espousing: seizure of private property, dismantlement of the country's economic system, which provides more opportunity than any other country on earth. They want to blow it up. They're dangerous people.
I think that it's about, here's what I want to be careful about. And Bill, as always, I thank you for being here. And I know
Bill's out of touch.
you tried to kill me with my brother. You two were overheard, and you both matched your invective towards me. You were both very nasty, and if I had been there, I would have clapped you together like cymbals.
We were making fun of you. Gently.
Yeah, I know.
Gently.
No,
Cuomo.
it wasn't gentle. It was overheard, and you two deserve each other. But let me...
Yeah, this whole segment is just like the big reason why Bill O'Reilly should never actually have any sort of influence
It was
ever.
overheard by whom? Give me a name.
No.
Don't give me anonymous sources. Give me a name.
Lolly told me. Lolly told me.
Okay.
Lolly
No,
told
she
me.
didn't. She was on the other side
Lolly
of the
told
room.
me. Lolly told me. Big mouth. But hold on. This is the only thing I want to be careful about. Is the people, the working people who voted for Trump are right to be desperate for something better. The working people that came out in Brooklyn and in Queens in this primary are also right to feel desperate and to want something better. It's what is being sold to them as a remedy that I believe can get very dangerous very fast. And I think it's a really important distinction to make. It's how we had the deplorables issue. I've said from the beginning, not everyone who backs President Trump is a bigot. It's just that he did happen to have a lot of bigots in the beginning who were backing him. This is the same thing. They're not all whack jobs on the left. They're not all going to attack ICE agents. But there are extremists in those ranks now. And we're going to live
absolutely. And that's why the ICE people, are protecting their families with masks.
Yeah,
One more.
listen,
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Police officers, again, have to show their face in the same fucking communities over and over and over and over and over and over again, day after day after day after day after end. At the end of the day, they're pussies. That's all I gotta say. Like, at the end of the day, like, ICE agent officers are fucking cowards. The administration are fucking cowards for doing that. Why not say, police, hey, you can do the same fucking thing? The problem with that is that there are people out there that are impersonating fucking ICE agents, kidnapping people off the streets, not even real ICE agents. You know how you can easily tell? You can't, because they don't wear any fucking, they wear face masks, so you can't tell. The fuck, bro? Like, literally, that's the shit I'm talking about. This is the state of the fucking country because these two buffoons are allowed to have a fucking platform to spew bullshit ass rhetoric. Like, they're the ones that shouldn't have a platform. They're the ones that shouldn't be talking. They're the ones that's more dangerous. Bill O'Reilly's dangerous. He's an 80-plus-year-old man that should just fucking put the shit away and just go live out in retirement for however much he has left and just go live the rest of his life and just be good. Stop talking about politics. This isn't the Reagan era anymore.